Oh, hello, party people. So, as I go further and further into this topic, it just gets more and more disturbing. This is a long video, just to warn you. I understand if it's too long, didn't watch, but if you're waiting for me to come out of the closet or something, let me know how that goes. Let me know how long that takes. Anyway, this is. I mean, I know I've expressed, my thoughts about the community and stuff. Like, I can't stress enough. I'm an outsider here, and but just this isn't even like a woke culture kind of thing. It's really not. Um, this is just something that is getting more and more disturbing the further I research about it. And I found this one video that was recommended to me, and I started watching it, and I was like, I really got to respond to this because some of the stuff I was hearing, listening to was crazy. Um, it's crazy to me, not necessarily because I'm liberal or not conservative. It's crazy to me because it's crazy. All right, here we go, guys. If you don't know what this is about, I guess you didn't read the title. I'm not sure. Um, Let me just adjust the window capture here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Alright, so in case you didn't know, this is the topic. I guess I'll put myself over here. Um, okay. Here we go.
I'm just gonna start the video without getting too nervous about how I look, how I sound, and blah blah, because I just get nervous and I do multiple takes, and I'm not trying to do that. So I'm just gonna record and act natural and not do any cuts. Just a simple video. I'm gonna give a little introduction. My name is Allie. I've been trans since I was about 18, and I'm 22 now. So 4 years on HRT, and I socially transitioned when I was 16, so right in between high school. It was a pretty stressful time for me. It was definitely a lot of things I had to learn, a lot of new experiences, all sorts of stuff happening. So yeah, that was a little intro about my transition quickly. Just an FYI with this, I could touch up on multiple things with this video. There's going to be a lot of points that I'll go over that I think are like pretty important to go over, like with what I learned transitioning. There's probably like so much more. There definitely is. But that can be future videos that I'll do. So for now, go into my little bullets and points up on my phone. So one is like childhood. So I'll just give you a little history of my childhood. I grew up immediately wanting to do girl things. Having long hair, getting my nails done. I have my nails done now, but anyways. Getting my nails done, doing makeup, playing with like dolls, doing all that stuff. Like, I always want to do that ever since I was like, I think 3. And I wanted to be a ballerina, and I told my parents that. And my dad immediately was like shaking me like, you're a boy, like you can't do that. I'm like, okay. And I tried to be a princess for Halloween. They're like, nope, you'll be a fucking cow. So yeah.
Cow.
I learned immediately that I was born a boy and I can't do girl things, apparently. It was confusing. I had to basically suppress my emotions for a long time, and it was really uncomfortable. I disliked, a lot of things, and I try to cope and find different ways to be happier, and one of them was video games. Video games have been something that I've used to basically, be happy. It was one of the things I actually enjoyed, like playing on the DSi with my first best friend, Michaela. She introduced me to it because she had like a pink DS. I thought it was cute. And, she was my first female best friend I had, and I felt like such a connection with the female that like I was happy. I was like, okay, this is, making me happier than having male friends, because with male friends I just didn't feel comfortable. Like, not to shit on male friends now, like I just at that time I'd prefer like playing with dolls, and I was told, no, you should like sports, and I was forced into baseball as a kid and I hated it, and like my dad got mad at me and was like, no, you should do this and you should cut your hair. And like, it genuinely, my whole life, I always had gender dysphoria, like being told you should do this, and like, it just didn't feel ever comfortable. And a lot of people really can't fathom that, but it's just how I felt. It's a real thing, and it's always been like that for me. And like, I can imagine if you're watching this and you're trans, you feel the same way with gender dysphoria, like experiencing things in your childhood that you didn't feel comfortable. You didn't feel comfortable being told that you should like boy things, or that that's gay. And like, I was so insecure with being called like the F slur all the time in school, because I was told I had a high-pitched voice, that I looked more feminine. And it's
I don't know from personal experience, especially about this subject, but it's not that high school is horrible. It's that people, the best I can describe is people are very closed-minded. And if you grow up closed-minded, you're going to be closed-minded. That doesn't mean you can't change, but I'm just saying this is like, believe it or not, there's still people out there that think, she, for example, is making all this shit up, that it doesn't really exist. That like, oh, you're just exaggerating. And I was like, how out of touch do you need to be with today's society? I'm just saying.
like, as a little boy, like, that was being told that, it was a lot of stress, like making sure you weren't seen as gay or anything. And now I don't give a fuck. Like, it is like, if someone says you're a fat faggot, like, hi, like, okay. But yeah, it's a lot of stress as a kid, being fit into a role you do not like. But besides my childhood with that experience, being in a conservative household, or like a Christian household, definitely does make you a bit anxious to come out. I was in a conservative household and I was really fucking terrified. It was like, I was an acolyte boy, so I was like horrified. I'm like, this fucking acolyte boy is coming out as like trans, like, that's gonna be terrifying. But at the time, like, I came out as gay when I was 14. That was scary in itself. Like, just coming out as gay, which, like, I mean, coming out as gay now, it's like, but like, to a lot of people, it's still like a horrifying thing to do. And it was for me. And my mom, when I told her, she was like, Steven, which is my dad's name, she was like, Steven, come in here now, please. And like, my dad was just like, I don't care. Like, I think he pretty much knew. But at that point, I just said, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Like, I was dealing with horrible depression. I was dealing with a bunch of, like, I was 14, I just hit puberty, and like, I was fucking going through it. And I just said, fuck it. I came out, and then I told my mom a year or two later about my feelings about how I've always wanted to be a girl. And like, I felt uncomfortable having short hair, not getting my makeup done, not having sleepovers with other girls, being told that I shouldn't be friends with girls, being told that I should act more manly. I told her, I'm sick of that shit. That's not for me. Like, I can have stones thrown at me or something, being told I'm like the F slur, like, I don't care.
So we saw one end of the spectrum, which was that Brett Cooper's video, and the whole the comment section thing. Just look in my videos, you'll find it. And this would be the other end of the spectrum, where I'm not saying Brett Cooper was like against like being trans or whatever you want to call it, just being different in general, but I'm not saying she only showed one side of the argument. I'm saying she showed an important side that is equally as important as this side. I'm just saying.
Like, I didn't feel comfortable with it. And eventually my mom helped with like giving me makeup, wigs. They were a bit uncomfortable, but I mean, obviously family is going to be uncomfortable when you transition at first. Like, even if they're really supportive, it's still definitely a shift with family. With friends, also the same thing, but if you make new friends, it's easier to kind of ease into it. Like, as of now, if I make new friends, majority of them probably wouldn't question if I was like a boy or anything, but like if I tell them like immediately that I'm trans, there might be like a little issue depending on who the person is. Um, but I was lucky to have pretty supportive, I would say, in the United States and Texas, in a conservative household, pretty supportive. Like, my mom helped give wigs and makeup. Like, she gave me some of her own makeup. I was lucky. Not a lot of people have that. But if you have one supportive parent, it generally does make a difference. Or one supportive friend, just somebody who's there to help you. That is such a life changer. Because I had, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. It's really, really bad. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a supportive mother. It would have been really hectic to kind of go through all of these new feelings, and I'm glad I had her help. But being told to hang out with like guys a lot really did mess up like who I was a little bit, like, because I've been like I felt kind of like a tomboy, even though like I was like quote unquote a boy when I didn't feel that way. And like I wish I hanged out with girls like a lot more growing up, because then now it's like I'm feeling like I have more friends that are girls, but having that like like girls that you can hang out with and like just sleepovers and all that, like that whole experience of, like braiding each other's hair, like like I didn't get much of that at all. And it was hard to kind of have a connection with other girls till like later on in my life. And it was just confusing. And I felt like I was doing something wrong with being more feminine. Like, for example, like being like, girl, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, I couldn't talk like that. Like, but that's how I feel comfortable. Like, being like, bitch, please. Or like, something stupid like that. I didn't feel comfortable talking like that because I felt like I was doing something wrong. But back then I felt more comfortable talking about like, bruh, like, come on, bruh. Like, or just talking kind of like a dude, and like, it sucked. I didn't feel comfortable doing it, but that's like what I was used to. So, eh. But one thing I will say that you should definitely prepare for with transitioning is like discovering like a new style, or finding out your style. Because with me, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to do like a goth, maybe like fucking cottagecore, maybe like basic as fuck pasty white bitch. Like I didn't know. Like I was like, fuck, I guess we'll be like kind of like alt and shit. Which I guess is what I am. I don't know. I like gothic fashion a lot more just because I fuck with Beetlejuice. I fucked with fucking what is it? Like Morticia Adams, Elvira, all that shit. So I always liked that style. But yeah, I was trying to find my style and it was really confusing. And what, like, learning all the different pants, shirts, fucking tube tops, fucking crop tops. It can be kind of daunting at first when you've been told you can't do any of that. So then now you have to find out different clothes, what they mean. And with hair can be confusing too, because I didn't know what a fucking mid part was. A what part? A balayage or whatever the fuck? The fuck that mean? It was confusing. Like, learning different hairstyles when you're like starting your transition, it's daunting. It's a lot. What the fuck is a layer?
So in case you guys couldn't tell, I've got the Asian part right here that I I would say it's ingrained in our culture, and it could be partly genetic, but like, it's just how you have your hair when you're growing up, and in my opinion, sometimes it just stays that way. I'm not an expert on hair or anything, but I'm just saying that's what it seems like.
Are they putting extra layers on my shit? Bleaching your hair, you do that? Like, or just all this stuff? I mean, I don't know. I was so fucking oblivious. I don't know. It was really just kind of difficult to learn all this stuff. So if you're transitioning, don't be like feeling left out, that you don't know, like, you know, what a mid part is, which, by the way, mid part is just like putting your hair like this, moving it, and then having it like, I have a side part right now. Anyways, but it's like with hair, with your style, makeup. Fortunately, I had my mom give me some makeup and kind of give me tips. Makeup can kind of be annoying to learn too, because primer, foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer, contour, highlighter, different lip matte, glossy, blah blah bullshit. Yeah. And then actually having to learn the skill of applying eyeliner, eyebrows, lipstick, it can be hectic. And I mean, the best advice I can give is take your time with it. Don't rush trying to be good. Don't think you'll pull off like fucking James Charles with his thumbnail type makeup shit. Because that's what I did. I was like, I want to do what James Charles does with his makeup. My makeup looked like shit. I didn't know how to like really do eyeliner well. I didn't know how to apply like eyeshadow. I mean, my eyebrows are still kind of like, but yeah, I was like fucking bad. It was really bad, but I mean, I would say it's better now, and it takes time. Like, for example, I just get my hair and nails done because obviously it's easier. But like, if you don't have the time to do that, you know, just get like a simple like do a simple hairstyle or something. I don't know. Like, start small. With me, I would kind of start small with like, I didn't want to immediately get into like, you know, tops like this and long hair. So like, I would kind of go to like let's maybe wear like skinny jeans and then baggy shirts, because I feel like self-conscious. And then I switched to more tighter shirts. Then I switched to having my hair like, parted like this, more feminine. Instead of just doing concealer, let's add some like fucking mascara on my shit. Let's put some lipstick, and like just slowly like throughout the years with my transition, because I transitioned in fucking high school. It was fucking hell. Like, transitioning in high school was just like, that was bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, but I lived in fucking Texas. I mean, what the fuck do you expect? I mean,
High school in general is fucking bad. It doesn't matter what state you live in general. There's bad and then there's worse. Like there's not much of a spectrum there, or two sides of a polarized thing.
that's like trying to eat at McDonald's thinking like, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna eat healthy. Like, no, you're not. It's fucking McDonald's. Like, let's be for real. So yeah, that's basically my advice, is start small with like your style, your hair, your makeup. Don't expect that you're gonna be able to immediately transition. It's not gonna happen. Like, unless you're fucking Caitlyn Jenner and you can just afford all that shit, do all that shit, go for it. But like, not a lot of people have that luxury, have that support to transition so quickly like that. Also, another thing people like may not talk about with transitioning is finding new friends is fucking hard. Like, for me, I'm more than likely on the spectrum. I haven't been tested, blah blah. But finding friends is not really that easy for me. And I mean, I imagine for a lot of trans people, it's not easy. It's really hard to find people that, for one, won't judge you for being trans. Two, you're this new person, so now you have to find friends with your new fucking identity that you're now more comfortable with. And for some people, they can be extroverted, it's easy, whatever, good for you. I wish I was you. I'm not. I'm really introverted, really, really awkward person. So it's really uncomfortable for me to make friends. And you just have to prepare for the fact that, like, you're gonna have to find who your people are. I still struggle with that. But you're gonna lose some people probably, and that's okay. I lost a lot of fucking friends because either I was trans, I didn't let a couple of my male friends like have sex with me. I got sexually harassed. I got raped. It was fucking horrible. And I got literally hated on because of it too. And I was told by another male friend, "Oh, well, women lie about getting raped all the time. So, yeah, you like she's probably lying." I'm like, "Nice." So, you'll just start noticing further in your transition, men can be fucking assholes to you. Like, if you heard your male friends back in the day talking about how like women blah blah blah, like females, or now when you transition and become a woman, you'll start seeing that shit. Like, you'll start seeing the misogyny, you'll start seeing how men treat you, and it kind of hurts a bit when you experience it to like an extreme level where like obviously there's jokes where you can kind of like well, whatever, but then you'll have like male friends that like, or just men in general, who will start saying shit like, "Oh, well, you probably have small tits because," or like, "Oh, you're fat because you're a gamer girl," or something, just something stupid like that, like, "Oh, it's a girl, go make a sandwich," like, and it's like, really, dude? Like, men will see you less a lot of times. And before I transitioned, I was just like, "Oh, I feel like this is just crazy feminist." No, like, that's just like men just do that a lot. Obviously I'm not like trying to be on here saying like fuck men, like, well, unless you want to fuck them, I don't know. But I am, with my social anxiety, you know, trying to go through this new identity, making friends. It's been a bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's been kind of a bit, and also I've lost like a lot of past friends, because people are just shitty. Like, let's just be honest. There's a lot of shitty people. Um, so one thing I do want to touch on really badly is there's side effects with medication. Your health matters. Like, I need to stress this to you. Stop hurting your fucking body. I'm saying this because I know a lot of people that have, like, eating disorders. And obviously, I'm not here to say, don't have an eating disorder. Like, it's not easy. That's like telling someone who's depressed, don't be depressed. Like, I have depression. I know, like, you can't just do that. But if you're, like, trying to be anorexic because you think it's going to make you more feminine and you don't want to have muscle, or it's going to make you look smaller, you can't change your bone structure. You just can't. That illusion that you're getting skinnier so you'll look like you have this like very natural feminine body, that's just how we are built. And we can't fix it. But what can help is being healthy, no matter, like, for example, in middle school, I developed an eating disorder. I was anorexic. I would maybe eat like an apple a day sometimes. For Thanksgiving, I would cry because I knew like I loved like the food, but I'm like, I didn't want to eat it because I was still trying to be really thin. You could see all my ribs. That
I think that is a very important part to express, which I have not heard anyone else that within the confines of my YouTube like express, was that I mean, like, an eating disorder in middle school. Damn, I'm like how? So we're talking like you're under 13 basically. Like if you're saying middle school, you're saying under 13, and like this, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm naive here, but like this seems like a lot of shit to take in, a lot of fucking issues for lack of a better word.
that was not healthy. I had a lot of emotional changes and it was really bad. Please take care of your body. Please eat. Be healthy. Go out. It will help you in the long run. I know there's a lot of people that are depressed, like, that will just kind of drink away, smoke away. And it is so fucking normalized. And I don't think it's okay to make that a normalized thing. I genuinely just look out for people, and especially like trans girls that are like thinking it's okay to like just not eat because it makes them look more feminine. And the reason why I'm bringing up like so heavy on this is because when you have gender dysphoria, it it makes you do a lot of things that aren't healthy, like not eating a lot, maybe like horrible things like people like mutilating themselves or doing like actually like physically like wanting to cut their thing, because I've had thoughts of doing that before, like a graphic, but like I've had thoughts of like myself. It got that bad with my dysphoria, and it's just it's such an unfortunate thing that we have to go through that. But you know, if you start hormone replacement therapy, please make sure to be consistent, follow up with your doctor. Like, these hormones, for the most part, they should be safe for a normal healthy body, but they can have side effects still. Every medication does, and they can cause blood clots. Obviously, I'm not trying to warn you, like, you'll get blood clots, but it could happen. So please follow up with your doctor. Be careful. Take them consistently. Ask a lot of questions, like what, with your doctor. I'm with Planned Parenthood, but I would honestly get an endocrinologist. I think that would be a lot safer, in my opinion. Because Planned Parenthood, to me, it just feels like they just fucking throw the hormones at you. Like, okay, we did blood work. Bye-bye. But with an endocrinologist, I think it would be a lot better for me to, like, actually, like, do a one-on-one. Because with Planned Parenthood, they don't even fucking let you go, like, in person with them. With, like, your doctor. And I don't like that. And I would rather be in person with an endocrinologist. But because I, was really, really depressed, I was inconsistent with hormones, not thinking what I could do. And I had heart palpitations, hormonal imbalance. I now have, like, GERD with my stomach. So I have stomach issues. I'm recovering from it. I'm doing better, thankfully. But I'm still recovering from stomach issues because I was inconsistent with hormones. I was not thinking about my health. Now I'm eating really healthy, walking every day, trying to just be a really healthy person. And, a lot of times we will not think about the risk of things. With, like, our transition, we'll just think about being feminine. But at what cost? Like, if you want to get bottom surgery and all these other things, there's risk with all of them. There is. I mean, I'm not trying to say you're gonna die. I don't want to do that to you. If you want to get it and, like, go for it, like, I'm happy for you. Like, but I'm letting you know, like, at what cost for your health with some of them. Because with bottom surgery, there are complications. If you genuinely feel like you cannot live on this fucking planet without having a vagina, I understand. It's hard. It really fucking is. But at what cost? If you think you can live this life with healthy genitalia, then that's what I'm doing. And I would prefer, like, if I was born with a vagina, but I know that there is complications with bottom surgery, and I don't feel comfortable yet getting it. I don't know if I ever will. And, you do you. Like I said, I'm not trying. I don't want anyone in the comments being like, you're discouraging people from getting bottom surgery, you're scaring them. It's really, really safe. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, like, be cautious, do your research. Please. This is your body. Like, as of now, you could be having, like, a healthy body. It's so, like, perfect, and you're not even thinking about it, but there can be risks. Like, I'm stressing that to you. Look out for yourself. Eat well. Like, these hormones, when you take them, they'll eventually, over time, it will be a process, but they will help make your body more feminine. I got more curves. Like, it took a bit, but I did. But another thing in terms of, like, the surgeries, don't be obsessed with the surgeries. Do not fucking obsess over the surgeries. I know you want to get your fucking brow bone reduced. I kind of have like a little bit of one. You want a nose job. You want a like fucking feminine jaw. You want to look so fucking feminine, like a little petite doll. I get it. I've been in there. I would love more than anything to be more feminine. But what the fuck are you doing obsessing over it every day? It's not helping. If you are just obsessing it over every day, it's debilitating. You can't fucking go out. That's not healthy. That's not helping you. You're not progressing. Keep that in mind. You're not fucking progressing if you're just obsessing over it every day, not doing shit about it. Because I would obsess over it for years. I wasted my life thinking about facial feminization surgery. I even like very much, you know, forced my parents like help me get like a rhinoplasty and shit. Like, it really is not worth it to obsess, especially at a young age. I was obsessing over this shit at 15 to like 21 or 20. It took me till like literally last year to stop completely thinking about it and being happy with how I am now. Would I want to get in the future? Possibly. Do I think it's reasonable to get it like now and obsess over it? No, I you know, I don't have that money. Health insurance in the United States is kind of a bitch unless you have a really good job, which I'm still trying to get my bachelor's. I can't get a job that will do it right now. So if you're obsessing over it, especially at a young age, don't. Stop obsessing over it. You can have that goal to get the surgery. I'm not telling you you can't think about it. I'm telling you, don't fucking obsess over it to where you're not getting your fucking work done for school. You're not progressing in life, and you're just dwelling on it. Go out in fucking public. Who cares what people fucking say about you? At the end of the day, most of those fuckers aren't, you know, like you'll have your goal, like, in life. You have a goal. You set it. You get through fucking life. You push through. I know it's not easy to say, especially with someone with generalized anxiety disorder. Also bipolar. It's really fucking hard. But the more you get outside, the more you socialize, the more you get work experience.
I'm just gonna say this right now, from my understanding of psychology and whatnot. Anxiety and especially bipolar disorder are some of the most used, and I don't want to say common, but used diagnoses of our generation. Bipolar disorder is diagnosed on a level that makes it seem really suspicious that supposedly all these people out there who claim to have mental health problems seem to have bipolar disorder. And it is overused, and I don't think a lot of people know that. If you've been following this channel, then you know that sometimes it's not exactly black and white like that. In regards to anxiety, in my opinion, is also overdiagnosed. Bipolar disorder in general can be confused with symptoms of other disorders that might not even be somewhat related directly. ADHD, ADD. Like, people with those are incorrectly diagnosed with bipolar disorder. If you understand the symptoms and the treatment of either or both, you will see what I'm talking about. I'm that's just my opinion.
That's going to help you in the long run. Building your credit too. It's going to help you with your goal of getting surgery. You do all these like work experience, get a good ass job, set a goal, be a fucking doctor, I don't fucking know, chiropractor, be a fucking dentist or something you know that will help you get that surgery in the future. Because a lot of trans women do sex work to get these surgeries. And I don't encourage people to do sex work. If you want to do it, if you think you can, go ahead. But it definitely has its mental risk. I now realize how a lot of men over-sexualize women. I've been really uncomfortable with some of the compliments I got. I've had men threaten me for sex. I've been over-sexualized by friends before. I've had friends find my porn. It's not fun. If you don't want to experience that, then don't do it. Honestly, getting up to that point to where you can even afford... I can't fucking afford surgeries with the money I make doing, like, sex work. Like, don't do it then. Like, I mean, for real, like, if your goal for doing, like, sex work is just to get the surgeries for... just to get surgeries, it's not going to be that easy. It isn't. It would, honestly, in my opinion, you should just get the bachelor's or whatever the fuck job, get good insurance, work at Starbucks or whatever, if they still have the insurance shit. I don't know. I think Starbucks was kind of shitty about that and they took that off. But, you know, like, do something like that. That's going to help you in the long run, like, becoming, like, a veterinarian or something. It will take time, but also it would take as much time, majority of the time, doing sex work to get the money. Because the healthcare in the United States can be fucking ass. It really is. In terms of getting surgery for, like, face, boobs, or whatever. I get it. It's horrible. And, like, that's why I resorted to doing sex work. But, you know, sex work has its mental risk. Like I said, I've been kind of trying to get away from it a bit because it did affect me in a way. Also, bathroom situations. It fucking sucks going in public now and needing to use the restroom. There's not a lot of family restrooms that are available all the time. They're either fucking locked or like the...
So, I was downtown the other day and I was at an establishment and I noticed the bathroom had a sign that said all genders bathroom or something like that. And there's, you know, like on the bathroom signs, there's this picture of a female, you know, wearing a dress or whatever. You know, there's little lines on the side, makes a little triangles. There's that. There's the men's sign on the bathroom, which is just that stick figure. And for everyone else, I assume, there was a male stick figure, except only one side had the side of the dress on it. And I thought that's I guess that's a step in the right direction. I would hope so.
fuck you doing in the family restroom for this long? Because I think I waited at a family restroom for like an hour. Because I was that fucking uncomfortable wanting to use the women's restroom because I was dysphoric that day. And it's really horrible we have to deal with that, but we do. And, you know, when you start to transition, you will get this really uncomfortable feeling when you like, oh no, I need to use the restroom badly. I would wait till I get home, but sometimes it would hurt. And I couldn't even be happy during the day till I used the restroom. But using the men's restroom, I honestly, it was really bad for me. Like, till I was, even when I just started, men would get mad, be like, man, what are you doing in here? I have not had an issue with the women's restroom ever since I transitioned. I know for a lot of trans women, or whoever, I don't know, it's not the same experience, maybe. And it's unfortunate. And my best advice to you is use the restroom you generally feel more comfortable in. Do you think that you pass well enough? If not, and you're like, fuck it, I should use the men because I want to be safer. But if you're full on femme clothing, you may think you'll get beat up or something. I would say wait till you get home, women's restroom, just get in, get the fuck out. Because, I mean, that's just what I had to do. Just like, get in, get the fuck out, try to leave. Because I'm not going to have a fucking bitch record me with their phone being like, there's a biological male in the women's restroom and my daughter's like, no one wants to go through that shit. No one wants to be recorded when they're trying to just take a fucking shit. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna have a fucking Karen record me with the phone being like, there's a man in the women's restroom. Like, get the fuck out of my face, bitch. I'm just trying to take a fucking shit. Like, I'm not here to, like, rape you or do anything, but there's a lot of fucking ignorant fucking people that don't understand different perspectives, so you get people like that. And it's fucking annoying. Now, dealing with men from now on is always just going to be different when you transition further. Male friends, a lot, like, with my male friends, a lot of them have sexualized me when on my porn. Like, just fucking horrible. I can't really have male friends anymore. Like, it feels weird. Like, I only have a couple male friends. And I'm lucky. Because I've been sexually harassed by, like, 3. Because I was ignorant. I didn't know. And I was like, oh, there's no way men could like me because I'm trans. Don't have that thought process. Men will fuck anything with a hole a lot of times. That's fucked, but that's just true. There's a lot of men that would fuck anything with a hole.
That is crazy. That is crazy that exists. It's just my opinion. Obviously, according to her, is more common than people think, but the way she's talking about it is like, it's like a majority in terms of common. I mean, like, that's the other side. I don't know what to say.
So, no matter how gross you think you are, how manly, you will find somebody. And I want to get into the next part. Don't have low fucking standards. Stop having low fucking standards. You are worth so much more than you think. Because I know damn well you're just going to say some shit. I know you bitches watching this are going to say some shit like, oh, well, he supports me transition. Oh, he told his family about me, though. The bare minimum, nice. Does he meet any of your other needs? Do you genuinely like him as a person? Like, all these other things. Does he take good care of you? I settled for a guy just because he actually liked me. And that was it. Don't fucking do that. Don't settle for somebody just because, like, oh, they're sexually attracted to me, yay. No. Get with somebody from more than that. Like, you know, if you're older, like, do they have a job? Or are they, you know, can they drive? Or just, like, whatever you deem necessary. And I think you should have a little bit higher standards. Why are you settling for fucking some guy at a gas station who treats you like shit? And I'll give you an example, okay? My ex lived with his fucking parents, didn't have any ambitions. It's fine to live with your parents, don't get me wrong. But he didn't have any ambition. He was just sitting on his ass all day, playing games, watching porn. I settled for that. I fucking settled for that shit. All because he liked me. Oh, he sexually attracted me, though. This is before I did porn. I knew that anyone actually, like, found me attractive or anything. But I settled for that. And he spent a lot of his money from working at a fucking gas station on porn. I was done with the relationship when I realized he basically told me, yeah, I wasn't really thinking about you at all. I was just thinking about myself. I'm like, why am I dealing with that bullshit? Why am I settling for that? This man literally just told me he'd never even thought about me and just bought porn. No. You work, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be brutally fucking honest. You work at a fucking 7-Eleven, bitch. Like, why am I doing with that? I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna be kind of a bitch. Like, you work at a 7-Eleven. You jerk off all day. You have no ambition. Your mental health is fucking horrible, like mine. I can't deal with that shit. I'm sorry. And you shouldn't deal with that shit either. You shouldn't deal with men who put you down like that just because, oh, they find me attractive. Stop having low standards. Stop fucking having low standards. There will be men that want to fuck you. There will be men that want to get with you. Don't let that be the only, like, oh, they want to give it. No, stop that shit. With jobs, there's gonna be a lot of fucking assholes. I've had like this, like, one, like, I did the interview well. I know I did. I fucking studied and shit. Good fucking resume, all that shit. Got rejected a lot.
So like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like on a job application in the U.S., do you have to put down like a specific gender? Like, is there even a spot for like a third option? Like, because I assume it's male, female, and I don't know, other or non-binary. I'm not really sure what the other. Like, what if you were confused and just didn't know like which circle are you supposed to fill in? What are you supposed to put down? I have no idea.
From jobs. It wasn't until I had a fucking associates where I could apply to a fucking minimum wage job and maybe get something. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of a bitch getting a job as a trans person. It really is. And I don't know, people will say like, you know, you'll see shit about like, oh, with the new like non-discriminatory act, trans people aren't discriminated against. Bullshit, they still are. Like, you'll see shit where it's just like, trans people aren't discriminated now because of this new law or whatever. They still fucking are. It's bullshit. You're still gonna have people that won't want to have you in their company just because you're trans. So if you land a job as a trans person, that's good. Like, I'm really proud of you, because there's gonna be some people that may literally, and you will never know. But don't let that discourage you from trying, because as of now, I'm trying to do a lot of interviews again just to have experience again. And I'm just gonna keep trying. Never give up with that. No, like, you may have one bad day where like somebody clearly like you can just kind of tell like they just are transphobic or something. Like, they just don't like you because you're trans. Don't let that fucking discourage you from getting a job or like trying again.
I mean, like, I know you only see her like shoulders and above, but like, are is the common thing when you look at her, or whatever pronoun she uses? Are you? I wasn't able to tell she was trans until she actually said something, because maybe she's talking about the past, or I don't know, maybe it's a certain way she dresses. I don't think there's anything weird about the way she dresses right now. It's just, again, though, you only see the shoulders and above. They're like, how do you tell if a person is trans or not, assuming they're representing a certain gender? Like, is it really that obvious? And I thought it wasn't. I still don't think it is, but I don't know.
Also, I'm gonna let you know, the day you go out in public with like a very feminine skirt or just an outfit you're really comfortable in, the more you start progressing in your transition. No matter if you didn't get the facial like hair removal, no matter if you didn't get the fucking jaw shaved down or the brow bone shaved fucking off, you're still progressing in your transition the more you feel comfortable going out with a dress or heels or whatever the fuck you feel more feminine in. Or maybe not even feminine, just more comfortable in general. That's progressing, in my opinion. There's gonna be a lot of fucking there's gonna be a lot of dumbass fucking transphobic, low fucking room temperature IQ people that are going to put you down with your transition, claim you're a pedophile, claim that you rape women in the women's restroom, claim all this dumb fucking bullshit. Don't let that fucking discourage you, put you down, and make you feel like a bad person. You are not a bad person because you're not a bad person because you're trans. No matter what the fucking Karen in the fucking women's restroom telling you that you're raping women and that you're a pedophile, don't let that shit put you down. Don't let that shit make you feel bad about yourself. You're not a bad person. You're a good person.
if you saw someone who was trans and you suspected they were trans, or basically let's just say you knew they were trans, or that it was beyond a shadow of a doubt, why would they think you're a pedophile? What does being trans have to do with pedophilia? I'm not being facetious. I just don't understand how is that correlation made? I mean, like, if there was a bathroom for underage people, I would understand, but am I missing something here?
You had the unfortunate circumstance of having gender dysphoria, and that is not your fucking fault. But don't let people, especially fucking room temperature IQ people, put you down because you're trans. You're not a bad person. I bet you're an amazing fucking person that just dealt with a lot, and you feel like all these people hate you and you feel bad. You're an amazing fucking human being. No matter what these people are telling you online, transphobes, fucking, I don't fucking know, like Elon Musk and all that bullshit. You're an amazing person. You're a human being. You're not a pedophile. You're not fucking raping women in the women's restroom. You're a fucking human being. And I want you to know that. I want you to remember me saying that. Because there will be days where you feel like you're a piece of shit because of what people say about you online. Fucking ignore that shit. Also make sure to reward yourself with, like, I don't know, go to fucking Sephora, get $200 worth of makeup, spend a little extra on yourself, get your fucking nails done. It'll make you feel good. No matter, like, what gossip shit you hear from the nail salon lady. Like, I heard the fucking lady at the nail salon talk about how I have big ass fucking feet. Like, okay, cool. Like, I'm still gonna get my nails done, feel fucking pretty, and wear my Gucci belt. Like, like, just have fun. Reward yourself with your transition. Like, just literally fucking order a big ass fucking pepperoni pizza and just eat that shit by yourself. Just, I say that, but like, I was telling y'all to be healthy, but you know what I mean. Reward yourself with something. They just, like, you deserve it. Like, you've been through a lot with this transition. Or maybe you're fucking Caitlyn Jenner and you were fucking lucky and you didn't go through much, but still reward yourself. Like, for example, I'll go on a little shopping spree every now and then. Like, I probably should stop, but like, just reward yourself with something. Or just remind yourself, or just, I don't fucking know, just something. Go to the thrift store. Get that fucking weird ass antique looking doll. I don't know. And I guess my last thing on this list is distract yourself with a fun hobby. I did polymer clay shit. I thought about doing landscape painting like Bob Ross, but I'm like, I'm too fucking lazy and I know I'm gonna make a big ass fucking mess in this small ass room. So I'm not gonna be Bob Ross yet. But I took pictures for when I want to do that. But, find like a little hobby. My hobby, my main one is cooking. Cooking is definitely my biggest escape. So, like, just try cooking. Maybe make a big ass cake. Make some cookies. Cookies isn't that hard, I promise. Because I promise you, those things will help you distract from the dysphoria, from the surgery obsession that you may have, if you do.
So, as we approach the end, it's not so much about, I think, for the quote unquote common person, especially the male person, to think that she's just talking about transitioning. Like, I can't relate to this, blah blah blah. But it just seems like there's more than just progression in this discussion, or this video, whatever. And I don't want to like label it, but in terms of what she's talking about, this is just about being different in general. I mean, maybe I'm way off base, or like I'm over expanding what this video is possibly about, but I just feel like it can be applied to many things beyond just physical or emotional transition from whatever gender to whatever gender. So I don't know.
People can be really, really shitty. But the more you dwell on that, the more you think, oh, I'm not good enough, the more you're just gonna feel like shit. You're your own boss. You can be independent. You can do it. You don't need to rely on people. Well, okay, I don't want to say that because, like, yeah, you should sometimes, but, like, in terms of everything, like, you can be independent with a lot of things in your life and still be happy. You may lose some people. You may have people tear you down online or whatever. You may have dumbass fucking frat boy type shit men that say some dumbass shit about you, like, you're a fucking man, oh my god. Like, ignore that shit. Like, please. Like, you're worth so much more than you think. I know you may not hear that a lot or hear people telling you that, but you genuinely are worth more than you fucking think. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope y'all enjoyed that little, like, tips or my experience and all random. It's fucking 3 a.m. and I'm just saying random shit because I feel like I talk the best when I'm kind of tired and not really worried about what I'm saying or how I look or whatever. And I'm planning on getting a better camera and fucking microphone because I feel like it's kind of ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is not the best setup, but I just really wanted to do this video because I feel like a lot of times as trans women, or just trans in general, or queer, we just kind of feel alone a lot of times. We don't feel as loved, or we feel like a lot of people hate us. Like, if you're the introverted, shy, queer trans person, where you're just like, oh, like, you know, because there's queer trans people that are fucking extroverted, happy, and don't give a fuck, and good for you. Like, but a lot of us, you know, we have our issues, and we just need to be reminded that you know, we're going through a lot, and we're not alone. So, yeah, I guess that's the end of this video. I might do like a makeup video later. I don't know. Anyways, have a good one.
Guys, see my recommended videos here. It's pretty diverse in my opinion. Okay, so I don't know what to make of that, cause it's, I don't know. I remember the first time I watched some parts of this, and it was not, as the video progressed. I hate to use that word, but you know what I mean. I just felt like it became more and more unrelatable for me personally, but at the same time, the subject became broader than what I realized it was. And that was an unintended consequence. I don't think she meant it like that. But how much of this stuff is relatable? It depends on what context. And I don't know. I mean, this whole, I don't remember how this whole thing started. I think this whole thing started when I was like, this is for a different video, but you know, I think it honestly started with femboys just voice trolling people on the internet, like on Omega when it still existed. I don't know. Well, that's the video, guys. I digress. But it's a fucked up world out there. Like the way people treat people and whatnot. It's just, I'm trying not to be pessimistic or even too optimistic about it, but it's just because it is the way it is doesn't mean it needs to stay that way. And that's my 2 cents. Hope you guys, if you've watched this all the way to the end, congratulations. If you're just skipping around, okay. But take care of yourselves and each other, yeah.